Hello everyone, I'm Jim Longworth and welcome to another edition of Triad. Today coming to you once again from the beautiful Senior Botanical Garden in Kernersville. We'll tell you more about them later on, and later on is when the roundtable shows up and we'll get into Lord knows what kind of controversies with those guys, so stay tuned for that. But look, throughout the show, great guests, important information, including the discussion about Medicare wellness exams, all that and much more. Where we want to start though is being careful around school buses. And we're going to do that with three very special guests, David Daggett and Griff Shuler, of course, our great friends from Daggett Shuler, attorneys at law. And they brought a very special guest, Terrence Scriven, transportation specialist for 19 years, the Winston-Salem County School System. Good to see you guys.
Hey, Jim.
David, let me start with you and Griff, then I'm going to shift over to Terrence for a second. David, how prevalent are traffic violations around school buses, and what can we do to abate the problem?
Well, it's interesting. I did research, and it shocked me that the estimates are 43 million times a year a school bus gets passed inappropriately.
When it stopped.
When it stopped?
Yeah.
By a car? I mean, it's just shocking to me.
Yeah.
But because those numbers are so high, what it tells me is we need to educate the public and make sure the public is aware of what the laws are, and particularly what the safety concerns are regarding our young people.
Griff, I'm going to go a little out of order with this, but I'm just thinking, I thought I'd ask you just to remind parents at home, what advice do they give to their kids who have to wait for buses and board those buses?
Well, I think one of the biggest things is to tell them to be aware of their circumstances, aware of the surroundings. Particularly, a lot of kids in the early morning are waiting at the bus stop when it's dark. So try to wear clothes that reflect, things like that, and make sure you're away from the road, standing on the sidewalk, and you're aware of the cars. And obviously, the parents themselves, it's good if they have an understanding of the rules of the road as it applies to buses.
Well, since you mentioned that, you got some posters. We have some graphics. We'll show you there.
Maybe Terrence can help me. We got two boards
sort of
here.
Hold those. But I mean, what are we seeing there, guys?
Okay, we're looking at a two-lane road here. Anytime it's a two-lane road, just stop. If you're not sure, just make sure you stop.
Okay.
So whenever you have two lanes, you have to stop. Whenever there's not a barrier between lanes, you have to stop.
So even if there's two lanes, you stop, but not if there's a barrier.
Correct. So there's no barrier. So in example 1, 2, and 3, everybody stops both ways.
I got you. Okay. Now I'm straight. All right, now what's the next one?
These are the ones that get confusing to people, and I think these are really, really important. And that is the first one there at the top. I'm having a hard time setting that down. The first one there at the top, this is where you have a solid barrier between the lines.
Right.
The lanes. And so where you have a solid barrier, if you're coming the opposite direction, you can go. Anything coming your way, stop.
Okay. All right.
Always, if you're coming the same way as a school bus, stop.
Terrence, what's your number one priority when it comes to kids and school buses? You can go ahead and put that down. That's fine. Okay. What do you think, Terrence? What's the one thing that we need to know?
So we want to make sure they're safe, first of all. The last thing we want to do is hear is that one of our children's been hit by a car. So safety is definitely number one.
Yeah. Okay. We just can't emphasize it enough. I mean, what's the penalty? We only have a few seconds left, Dave. What's the penalty for if you don't stop?
Well, if you don't stop, it's a $500 fine, and it's 5 points on your driver's license.
Right.
If you don't stop and you hit somebody, it's then a class 1 felony.
Okay.
Which raises to a $1,000 fine. Probably not enough.
Right.
But it makes it more serious.
All right. Up on screen, WSFCS.K12.NC.US is a basic website for the school system, DaggettShulerLaw.com there if you need help from these guys, or you can call 724-1234. I had so many questions. I didn't get to everybody, but Terrence, will you come back sometime? I want to talk about some of this more with you.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. And you're going to stay around for the roundtable later?
Sure. Thanks, Jim.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll be right back after this.
You know, it's hard to believe the Safe Sober program has been going strong for over 30 years.
And over 600,000 students have made the pledge to stay safe and sober on prom night. You know, Griff, it's had a huge impact on our community.
Yeah, you're right, David. And now we're making sure the message continues year-round.
So everyone can join us in supporting our students.
Learn more and take the pledge at safesober.com, sponsored by Daggett Shuler.
Need help buying food?